Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Thick and Thin episode 29. Thick and Thin is the show where we talk about random things that have to do with gaming, and you pretend to pay attention for 50 minutes, or probably more. With me, as always, the man with the plan, the chair that no longer squeaks, LB, SUTK. What's up, LB?
No longer squeaks.
No longer squeaks.
New chair, people. Check it out.
No more sound effects.
No more sound effects. Just
kicking it old school.
Me.
All you.
Yeah.
All you. The man from Canada. You can't pronounce his last name. It makes no sense. Still don't know what it is. Foucault, I think.
Foucault.
Gerard Depardieu. The man, the myth, the legend.
Hey, I don't pee on planes.
What's up, buddy?
What's up, guys? What's going on?
Nice to see you. And this week, and I hopefully more regularly, I hope, we need some female loving in here besides LB, because we got him as well. Tiffany, Electrify, Vari, how you doing? How are things?
Hey guys, what's going on?
How you been?
I have been fantastic. How about you?
I can't complain. It's been a slow amount of weeks with the gaming, but then this week, for some unknown reason, there's 17,000 pages of news that we can get through today. So we're gonna try to be quick. And I don't know if it's almost like kismet, but at the same time, our site seems to be doing billions of things as well. So, LB, why don't you take us through some of the site news we've got before we get on to the nitty gritty? Warm yourself up, buddy. It's going to be a long ride here.
I know. I'm just
ready to do
set,
this? You ready?
Psyching myself out.
Hit him.
All right, everybody. Hang on, because here we go. Site news. Halo Reach Site Mixer on Thursdays. Been fantastic. Have been to 2 of them. A lot of fun. High five to Deep. We had close to 4 rooms last time. At least 3, I know. I know there was a 4th room. Packed. Bunch of new people. Tiff showed up. I ran over into Ghost a few times.
I watched that. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it was awesome.
You loved it.
No, I didn't. Like, all I was trying to do is figure out what the hell was going on.
That's
Pop
like
in the game, trying to figure out what button does what, because it's been forever since I played Halo. And next thing I know is LB, like, with his ghost comes by and just, like, smashes the shit out of me. And then I respawn. I start heading the same direction. He does it again.
This sounds about right. Yes, this sounds about right.
If you keep going to the same place,
Yeah.
Are you saying
I'm a creature of habit. What can I say?
Were you actually spawn camping, Tiff? Is this what you're admitting
I think
to?
he was.
Actually, I was spawn camping the respawn just with the go-to. It was awesome, just back and forth, random people. It was a good time.
So that's been obviously the word on the streets is that the Halo Reach site mixer, no clan affiliation, is pretty successful. Then wouldn't you say, LB? It's doing pretty good.
Absolutely, it's been fantastic. You get in, mix it up, just fill up rooms and play a bunch of fun and semi-competitive
right
apps and game types. We're not just running around with friggin' pistols, or not pistols, but like maulers or something or whatever, and just a giant map. You've got DMR starts, and you've got guns, and you got vehicles and fun stuff, and then we'll throw in some crazy stupid games like a giant just a giant slide going down.
Yeah, that slide level was ridiculous.
Oh my God.
I think I caught the stream for like 10 minutes just watching that slide. I was like, what the fuck are they doing? I was like, I had no idea. I just kind of like happened into that on the stream, and I was like, this is crazy. What are they doing? It looked pretty fun though.
It's a good time.
Yeah, it's a good time.
Yeah, it was good.
So if they wanna hit that this week, what time, where, when, how can they do it, LB?
Head over to the Halo forum. There's a sticky at the top that kind of breaks down the information, but it's every Thursday. It's 9 to 11 East Coast time.
Gotcha.
Try to get deep on your friends list. If not, just hop in with your friends list. I'm sure you're going to see somebody on there and just hop in the room, or Deep will put more information on there. It's great. He's got it all organized over there.
Yeah, he's all over that stuff. And speaking of Deep, again, we've got the Halo Reach Over 40 tournament. This has been going on, God, since the site started almost. I mean, this is probably, I want to figure out exactly how long. I think it's like 4 or 5 years has been going on.
Yeah,
it's one of our longest running tourneys. If you're over the age of 40 and you're around on 8/21 at 9 p.m. Eastern, you can sign up and get some Halo action. This is always like a treat for people. I think you see a lot of people when they're at like 38 or 39, you'll see posts saying, I'm almost 40. Like they want to be 40, which is something you usually don't hear every day. So that's definitely another cool thing. So if you're over 40 and you want to play Halo in a tournament, you know where to go. TooLittlePlay.com. Head on over to the Divisions forum. Go to Halo. You'll see the post right up there. Started by Deep and you can hit it up. And then what else we got? LB, we got some Battlefield.
Well, no, you missed some more little Halo
there's
Reach
so
there.
much stuff.
Fire's thrown up something about a free-for-all sign-up to maybe do a little free-for-all
Ooh.
tournament there. It's like a couple games, get as many kills you can, and see how it turns out. I hate free-for-all personally.
Oh, I can't stand it.
Zero fucks given, but
Totally.
a lot of people are signing up for it, so it looks like it could be a good time.
And what do we got for the Battlefield people?
Battlefield, we got a couple different things. Two Fats looking to do an 8v8 mono kind of grouping. If you get 16 people out there, put all the names in a hat, split it up, and it'll be just smash your face in, good fest, rush. It'll be core, it won't be hardcore, it'll be rush, and what's the shit? What's the other one where it's like you're taking the territories?
I don't even know. I don't play Battlefield.
Roger.
Conquest.
Conquest, thank you.
That's why we have Roger here, for those
High
weird
five for
instances when we need to know exactly what the hell's going on in video games. He gives us credibility, people. That's what he does. So when is that now? When the 8v8? Because that sounds kind of cool, actually. We never do that until the play.
That he's still gathering up people on that to find out when he's going to launch it, but I thought he said he might try to do it later in the month or early next month.
Oh, that's badass. I'm a huge fan of that. What else we got?
Next, he's got the regular Tuesday Battlefield 3 Community Weekly Playdate at 9 p.m. Central on Too Old to Play's BF3 public server. This week, it's all about rush game mode. Be prepared to defend and attack.
I like that. I like that. That's the time I do play Battlefield, is during these. Like, it's the only time I actually play my Xbox at all, is actually Battlefield on these days. And it's always a good time. You hop in. That's the one thing I like about Battlefield, is it's actually really easy to get into, especially when you have the server to yourself. That's the one thing that makes it kind of a pain in the ass with Halo. It's like, at least you can kind of get in, do your thing, get out. Huge fan of that. Do you still play on that hit? You going to be there? You going to stream that stuff for us?
Yeah, I've been jumping on all the playdates lately. I'll probably jump on the Battlefield one tonight after the show.
Nice.
But, yeah, I want to get ready for Armored Kill, the new DLC for
Battlefield. That's the new one. Tiff, you don't play any Battlefield, do you?
I do not. I have enough games to keep me busy that I didn't want to throw that into the mix.
Yeah, no, I hear you on that.
It's smart.
Yeah, I mean, I can't. It's weird. Like, once I started playing Battlefield, I completely had to stop playing Call of Duty. And I don't know why. Like, Halo, I could still see myself playing, but for some reason, when I play Battlefield, it doesn't really. It screws up my Call of Duty play. I mean, does anyone else feel that way? I might just be talking out my ass, but I always felt like as soon as I started playing Battlefield, I completely lost any skill that I pretended to have in Call of Duty. I don't know.
Well, a lot with the Call of Duty, it's like spawn, shoot, die, spawn, shoot, die,
Yeah,
spawn, shoot, die.
right.
So,
Yeah, and you try to do like the run and gun thing in Battlefield, it just doesn't. You get annihilated in like 2 seconds. You're out there for like 4 seconds. You're shooting at the sky, and the next thing you know, you're like, oh, that didn't work out really well. And so what else we got? We got tons of stuff. I'm loving this.
I know. Let's see what else we got. We've got the Saturday, August 25th, Too Old to Play Poker Night. I believe there is a front page news article about that, Tiff. Is that correct?
There is. I'm not sure who put it there, but it's there.
Someone
Someone.
could have been me. Probably
Could have been you.
It was me. Yeah. So on Saturday, if you want to head on over to the forum, you'll see the post at the bottom of the news article where you can sign up. They're doing I think it's like 10 tables or something like that. Well, you have as much as 10 tables, but it looks pretty fun. I forget the name of the game, like what it's called on.
I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah, I forget the name of it.
Full House Poker.
Full House Poker.
I've never heard of this game before.
I know it's.
Yeah, I hadn't either.
I had not
I'm just
either.
looking at the pictures.
It's a
of it
good
now.
game.
That's
You guys
pretty
didn't
cool.
play that?
Have you? So have
No.
you actually played it, Abby, or no?
Yeah, it's like, it's a lot of interaction with your avatars, and you're in there. You can do different like chip tricks with your avatar.
Oh, really?
And,
Will my
playing
Star
poker.
Wars suit for my avatar work in there?
Yeah, absolutely.
What?
Absolutely. Yeah.
I'm gonna bring my lightsaber and shit.
It's ready to play just because of the avatar.
Well,
It
you're not
looks
going to be
pretty.
like going like, in there and anything, but
Wow.
your suit will show up.
So that's this Saturday, August 25th. If you're for whatever reason not playing Guild Wars, because that's what I'll be doing, so I won't be there. But it'll be a lot of fun. It would be nice to have a regular poker night. You know, I mean, we've got the community for it. That's for sure. I don't know how they're doing buy-ins. I think the whole model with that game is that you actually buy the chips. Like, is that part of it? I think that's like DLC, if you will. You buy the chips. I don't know how it works. I know the game's fairly cheap, so it's like if you want to demo it, it's out. It's right up. It's there right now. You can go check it out, play a couple hands, and see if you like it. But if you like it, I say go for it. $1,000 buy-in, not real money. Don't worry.
Yeah, you getting like $1,000 is.
Oh, I thought it was a real 1,000.
No.
Yeah, I don't think we have the legal ability to start there. That'd be great. Dude, he quit his job. That's what he wants. Yeah. So that's the 25th, this Saturday. So there's, tons of stuff. And if that wasn't enough, racing. Jesus.
It just keeps going. I'm like,
make it stop.
Well, I posted in the Vision forums today. I'm like, hey, send me some information. Didn't think anyone reads, forum posts.
Right.
Thinking like, I'm not going to get anything. And then all of a sudden I had like 6 freaking PMs today. And I'm like, oh.
You're like, that's a 30-minute show.
Damn.
Thanks a lot, people doing things nice for the community. Dicks.
So it looks like we've got some racing. And when it comes to racing, it's Too Old to Forza and Too Old to Race. So first we'll talk about the Euro Sunday Racing League. And I apologize to all the racing peeps out there, because what I'm about to say, I really don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just going to read off what they sent me.
Oh, fantastic. This should be good.
If you head over to the
should be a train wreck.
The racing forums, they'll have more details over there, and there's a link explaining everything and Google Doc and all that bullshit. But anyways, here it goes. Euro Sunday Racing League. It's the VW Scirocco Challenge, Fixed Tune, Roadster Racing, Fixed Builds Open Tune, Nissan 370Z Cup Open Builds and Tune. 12 race season set over 11 different tracks with 4-point drops, so you can miss up to 4 races and still be competitive. 27 signed up drivers so far. Open team paints, non-contact racing, people. This is
serious business racing.
It is. It's not duty out on the freeways.
Right.
It's not some drunken Friday night, I got to get back home before the missus catches me type thing. No rubbing, no racing.
No rubbing.
Clean racing. Division racing, so you only score points against people who are at the same level as you. I guess that's a thumbs up. High five.
It's always thumbs up. That's how we do it here.
And I guess it's put on by Turin 6. So mad props to you, homie. Thanks for putting that up. I guess that's your baby and you run it well, so good luck with that. Also, they would like to announce the Too Old to Race section for racing. It is Too Old to Play's new PC racing group. So if you're a PC racer dude with like 3 or 4 monitors, a whole steering wheel, you've got on your, what do they call it? The
flame retardant gear.
Right.
Yes.
The whole racing suit.
Yeah, you got to be careful.
Put on the helmet, the gloves.
Wait, we have people on the site that do that?
Oh, yeah.
All right, I want to see pictures of this.
We should.
It's almost like LARPing.
It's like LARPing.
But it's not
Right.
LARPing if you're in your chair.
You're RPing with your chair. You're in the zone, literally.
You're peeing with it?
You're peeing on it. No, you're RPing. You're role playing, if you will.
Wait, actually, Cotter's in chat. Cotter, do you have on a racing suit when you race?
I heard Cotter goes to bed with a racing suit on. I think that's pretty normal. That's a normal day.
I guess wear nothing but a racing helmet.
That's even better. Yeah, that's pretty sexy.
It's a little racy and
All right,
racing.
I definitely want to see pics now.
Wow. So yeah, and that's the new PC. They set up a totally different group just for PC people, which is great because actually I would almost say that's a bigger market. There's more people doing that than there are on Forza, and Forza is starting to be an older game. Not that that's a big deal, but it's a little bit longer in the tooth. It's pretty new still. But yeah, good luck on them. That'll be kind of fun. Maybe start a little bit more of the PC stuff. That's one thing I've always wanted is to get, I'm kind of more of a PC guy myself, so I like to get those guys out here when I can. But that'll be fun. So check that out. What else? Nothing? That's it? It's not a lot of events.
That's kind of it for the site news, specific site news, I guess.
It's not a big deal.
No.
Not a lot of events, guys.
Quickly.
Where are these events?
I have site news.
Oh my God.
Oh, my bad.
Dear Lord.
Pass the mic to Tiff.
Let's do it.
Hey, what's up? I actually put a post in the Halo division as well as the Call of Duty division but I'm looking for some people to help out with some news blurbs as things come out about both Black Ops 2 and Halo 4. And actually, Deep has volunteered to help out with Halo. So I could probably use one more Halo person and at least one person who loves Black Ops.
So what does that exactly mean, news blurbs? What are you looking for somebody to do?
News blurbs are more of, hey, so-and-so just released this trailer. Here it is. It's cool.
Right.
You know, just a real quick, hey, here's something cool. Or, you know, hey, they just announced all the 6 specializations of Halo 4. Here's what they are.
Yeah, it's kind of nice to have someone that actually likes the game when they write about it, because they're a lot easier to get them to keep up with writing that news and getting stuff out there. So it is kind of nice to do that, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't really consider these full-out articles. They're just really quick hits.
Yeah, quick hits, yeah. No, and that's kind of something that I think has always been missing from the homepage. It's just, you know, something to get out there and say, hey, did you know that? And, you know, whatever. It'd be cool even to maybe do something for Borderlands, too. I'm hoping that we get a nice community for Borderlands. I'm, like, super excited about that. And I think once we get further into that, I think it might take longer, but once we sort of, like, delve into that game, it's going to be kind of cool to have some articles for that, too, so...
Well, let's be fair about this. You say you're super excited about it, but is this the duty super excited for the first week, and then the
right,
sour duty, and then the not sour duty? And...
I go through 12 steps with games. There's depression, there's anger, eventually there's acceptance. Yeah, that's fine. It probably will. Let's hope not. Let's hope Borderlands is the game that is as awesome as I hope to God it will be. Pray. Probably not.
So, Duty, have you played it lately? Like, have you played the first one at all?
No, I refuse to play it.
Okay.
Yeah, because my whole thing about it now, especially with Borderlands, is I enjoyed so much of it just at E3 for like the 5 minutes that I played it. I don't want to play the first one and find any flaws. Like, I don't want to know why I might hate it. So this way, if I just sort of take a step back and just wait for the game to come out, maybe, just maybe, I'll be able to enjoy it as it is and not have to worry about what happened in 1 and all that stuff. And I've been told that it doesn't matter if you play 1 or not, that you'll be able to sort of pick it up and play. I'm hoping that's the case, because I think that's my biggest fear. Is that true? Or am I screwed? Does anyone know?
I don't know. I really think it's good to play the first one so you have the backstory and know what's going on, and you can get used to the controls and the loot system and the fighting mechanics and all that fun stuff.
I don't know. What do you think, LB?
Well,
do I need it?
Duty doesn't really care about story.
This is true.
Well, that's true. You know, I am a girl, so I care
Right,
about
yes.
story.
I mean,
You're
I like
forced to like story.
so-
You can't even help it. It's not your fault. No, I'm waiting. I'm hoping it's good again. But there's plenty of games coming out in the next few weeks. I'm gonna have no time at all. If anything sucks, it's almost better that it sucks, because it hopefully gives me time to play the other thing that I hope doesn't suck. That's the whole goal for the next 2-3 weeks. And speaking of sucking, the LAN does not suck. But we wanted to give you guys a heads up on what's going on with the LAN. If you haven't checked the Kickstarter in a while, we're actually at $6,145. We are over $1,000 over the limit. We're totally fully backed, but we still have tons of space at the LAN. That's the one thing to consider. We had a lot of backers, which is really great, but we want to make sure we actually get people to go. So if for whatever reason you have some free time in November and you're looking for something to do, remember, this will be for pretty much Halo 4. We're going to have, obviously, tons of games there. We want to do Forza, we want to do Black Ops and all that stuff. Unfortunately, Black Ops 2 won't be out by that time, but we'll have tons of other games there. We're going to look at building some tournaments out now. We want to get some information of exactly what we plan on doing over those 2 days. But we've got 33 backers, which is pretty much around 30 people are going. Most of those are ticket sales. So we still have plenty of room. We're looking at 50 to 60 people max if you know anyone wants to go. November, what is it, the 9th through the 11th at Schaumburg, Illinois. It's right outside of Chicago. It's like maybe 15 minutes past the airport. All of us are going, right? All 3 of us, all 4 of us. This is an entire... You're going, LB. I see that face.
I should be going. I
should
have hopes of going. I've set things in motion so I can attend. So the percentages are good. I'll put it that way.
And you're going, Hit, right? You're super psyched.
Oh, I'm going.
I know you are.
LB, you're going. I'll break your legs.
Wow. The Canadian hitman, people. Ladies and
Angry.
gentlemen,
Wow.
be afraid. Many lashings of maple syrup. You are all screwed.
Bacon.
So if you are going to the LAN, or if you want to help us with the LAN, even if you're not going, and it doesn't have to be monetarily, what we're looking for is anyone that even knows any sponsors or anyone that might want to help us out on that level, whether it's food, drink, gaming, obviously, maybe over 25 specific demographic. Hell, we'll do vitamins and Viagra. We don't care. Right, LB?
No.
Yeah,
no.
we have no shame.
If you want to send in swag, if you want to send a couple bucks, if you want to do both, don't care.
Don't
We're
care.
Cool. We are your demographic.
Equal opportunity exploiter. That is what we are. So go ahead.
I'll wear
and hit
a
us up.
Depends undergarment at the
I don't care.
LAN.
Sure, that's
Don't
fine.
have to
I'll get a
take this.
tattoo on my
Just keep
chest.
drinking.
I don't mind.
Wow.
And so so for the other stuff we were talking about, we've got all these, special perks for the backers. One of which was doing the banners, and you wanted to give some people a little bit of information about that, LB, because I know there's some specifics there.
Right. If you definitely pick up one of the or a couple of the clan banner options, or if you just want banners or whatnot, I do have a person that will be doing that for us. Part of the graphics requirements are going to be a 300 pixels per inch requirement. So if you got graphics peeps out there, I guess you understand what that means. I hope you do. If you don't, head on over to the graphics forums and ask them. They'll tell you. The other kind of important thing is when you send a design, they can do banners in pretty much any size as long as one of the dimensions is 5 feet or less. So you can go 3x5, 4x6. Hell, they can even do 5x100 if you really want it.
Let's do it.
But it's just one dimension has to be 5 feet or less. The other important thing when designing your graphic, they suggest that you actually design it in the actual size you want. Now, I know that sounds kind of a pain in the ass to some people, but what happens is sometimes they'll get a graphics of somebody, but it has a 300 ppi, but it's the size of a
nickel.
form signature.
Right. Like, oh, let's blow that up. Oh,
Yeah,
wait
it's
a
like,
minute.
oh, let's make it a 4x6, and all of a
Right.
sudden you see giant friggin' like squares all over the place, and you're
Right.
like, it looks crappy. So, again, graphics peeps, they know what to do or what they're talking about, and just talk to them about that.
All right. Well, so if you guys want to do a banner, that's the info. Now, could we
Can
actually?
you wait?
Go
Can you
ahead.
explain again how you can get a banner? You just say, "Hey, I want a banner." Like, could I get a banner?
Oh, that'd be awesome. Tiff had her own banner. She really deserves one.
Well, the main way is to go to the Kickstarter page and look at the options there for to purchase your clan banner through that. If we run out of those and arrangements need to be made for your own banner or your own clan banner, those can be made. You can PM me or PM Duty, and we'll work it out through there, and I'll get you pricing and everything, and let you know how much it's going to cost.
Sweet. I can't wait. I'm
I
so
want my
excited.
own banner.
You
can
should
do
you
it.
should get a clan banner for yourself. Just your own. You really should get your own banner. I mean, you'd be
I should.
fantastic. Yeah.
You should get one that says D Smooth sucks balls.
Wow, that's a great one.
Wow.
I like that one. Can we all pitch in?
Yeah.
No, he might not like that.
No, I don't think that would work.
No, that might not work. Might not work.
TNT should have a banner.
TNT show banner. Yeah, there we go. We'll do
There
that.
you go.
All right. Well, moving right along, since we've already ate like half the show with all these damn site news and awesome things that we're doing. God. We wanted to talk about the actual topic, and this came up in last week's show. It was kind of perfect because it led into this week's show. The limited editions, and this was kind of an after hours thing that we started talking about when the show was over. And I can't remember what game we were talking about. What was it, Albie? You were like, oh, I've already got the
Halo 4.
Was it Halo 4? Oh, you pieces of shits. Anyway, and my stance
Black Ops 2.
essentially at that time was never, 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 ever buy a limited edition. I can't think of any game since I've been gaming that I've bought a limited edition for. I could be wrong, and I may be proven wrong at some point. But off the top of my head, I look around my room, I don't see any giant Master Chief heads or anything ridiculous like that. LB's probably got a bookshelf of it.
Dude.
So we differ. In
proudly
this.
do.
Look at it's right there, Tiff. We'll even
Oh,
give
look,
you
Tiff's got it.
There's a great example right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you pet it, you tap it.
This is actually Derek's. I don't have one.
Good
Are we
for
pulling
because
out
you're
nerd gear?
because you're smart.
Let's do this.
See, and this is what happens. See, there you go. some more examples of fantastic money well spent, limited edition. It's going to be worth millions one day for no one ever.
You want me to give me my
No,
Comic-Con
no.
Battle Edition
It's
scarab?
it's already very sad. So don't worry. It's already sad. So one of the things I think that we were really talking about is what do you get for limited edition? And to start out, we'll just go around the panel. You guys can say, why do you buy your limited edition? Let's start with Hit on this. Hit, what is the point of buying limited edition? Yeah, I know.
It's hard to explain. For me, it's more of a collecting thing and a common sense thing. Like,
Lack of
if
common
you
sense.
get all the maps for like a discounted price, like that makes sense. So why not get it? In my case, I really like Halo, so I'll get the limited editions of Halo and stuff like that, like like what you guys are showing, the helmet and the Reach statue. With Halo 4, it makes sense to get the maps because I'm gonna get them already. So why not already spend the money? And the little add-ons that you get are kind of worth it to me because I'll use them in game and stuff like that. So that's why it makes sense to get a limited edition like that. I wouldn't get anything like Call of Duty or Hello Kitty Idle Adventure. Like I'm not gonna get those limited editions. Just only games that I really care about.
No, so what? And I think Tiff's more on my wavelength here. You don't usually buy limited editions, do you?
I do not. In fact, I have never bought a limited edition of a game.
Internet high
But
five.
this fall, I actually have pre-ordered 2 limited editions.
You know why? Because you know why you're in the belly of the beast right now. That freaking Halo head has cast a spell on you, and now you have no choice.
I think that the limited editions are getting better about what they offer because it's not just toys anymore.
Right.
They're offering early access to things like with Halo 4, you're going to get early access to the class specializations, and of course you get like a free avatar little outfit. So
Right, get your outfit, of course.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
the big thing.
Get your outfit. But yeah, it just seems like with the maps and the early access to the specializations, it seems like it's worth it. Like I don't really care about the toys. I care about access to content, and I think they're really starting to figure that out.
I can agree with that. And what about you, LB? Because I think you're on like the complete other side of this. You're just like, does it have a toy? Is there a toy in a box? How do I get the toy out of the box?
Well, all right, look, in the past, yes, if it had a little statue or something like that, it piqued my interest.
Right.
But like Tiff says, now you're not just getting that stuff anymore. You're getting maps. I mean, even Halo 4 announced, I think it was last week, that there is actually a third option now. You can actually buy, and I can't remember the name, I'm sorry, but it's a pack, but you can pre-buy all the DLC at a discounted rate. I think it's like $24.95, and you're going to get all the DLC. So now if you add that on top of the regular purchase price, you're at $85. So an additional $15, you now get early access to specializations. You get all the little Schlotsky's and all that extra crap.
Right.
So it's coming more full circle where your monies actually mean more. I mean, you also had the Modern Warfare 3 Elite stuff. Well, if you did that, again, you're getting all the DLC that they offer. You're getting it at a discounted rate, and you're getting more for your money. Whether it be any good or not, that's a whole different thing. But
Right.
you're still getting it.
That's an interesting point. I think my counterpoint to that is now that they're sort of adding these pieces of content that you're getting, and this kind of goes directly to the whole DLC thing in general. Could we just say that they're just withholding content that should be on the disc when you buy it, and then making you pay a premium anyway? I mean, isn't that kind of what we're seeing here? Is why wouldn't all those map packs or things be available anyway? Why do I have to buy it with a helmet or, all these other things? In a way, when I look at something like the helmets and like the toy stuff, that's a collectible thing. I can kind of understand it. It's not my forte. I won't buy a game for a collectible. You won't see me, flying a nerd banner in the back. It's just not me. But I get that. Where I kind of hate it now is now they're kind of rolling that in with, well, now I feel like I have to buy this limited edition because if I'm really going to play this game, I'm going to want those map packs right away. I'm going to want that suit or whatever, or even like Tiff saying the early access to things like that, I think really sort of, I don't know, it's a slippery slope. Am I now being screwed over for not wanting to spend $90 and only wanting to spend 60? What do you think about that? Yeah.
That's a good point of view.
Well, I mean, I guess if you're going into a game that, a brand new IP or something like that, then yeah, you're risking the risk of getting screwed because you don't know if you're going to like the game or not. And if you're just like excited about it because, like Bungie's next game, we're pretty sure it's going to be a shooter. We don't know what it's really going to be, but chances are there's going to be an LE edition and it's going to have probably something for DLC. 90% chance I'm going to purchase that just because I know Bungie's track record, and for the majority of it, I like it. But no, I can see your point, but I mean, well, let's kind of flip it back on you. Guild Wars 2.
Mm-hmm.
Did you pre-order that?
I did pre-order that, yeah.
Why'd you
I
pre-order
pre-purchased it. I didn't even pre-order it. I bought the game sight unseen, so I would say I even went a little bit further.
But why?
Well, first of all, I knew I was playing the game.
Right.
Regardless, and I got no perks outside of buying it early. The one perk they give you, which I think this is your point, is that I get to play it 3 days earlier.
That's correct.
Is that where you're going with that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, I could.
You're getting early access to something,
right? To the full
What
game.
if they included like all of the expansion packs that will ever come out for that game for like $50 more? Would you buy it then?
Maybe. The problem with that, the big problem with that, and this is why I usually don't do it, is because I don't know. Like, I don't know if I'm going to love a game, and it's the same reason I don't really always do limited edition. I mean, I was the biggest Halo fan in the world. I kind of started a website about it, but my love of Halo has wavered, and so I don't want to give them money for something that I'm not sure that they're going to do really well. And that's my thing, is like, I don't want to spend $190 or whatever on this giant like statue that I'm going to put in, what I like to call the anti-vagina statue that I'm going to put in my room. I don't want to do that, because what if the game sucks at this statue reminding me, hey, asshole, you spent $190 on this game you don't play. That's kind of my thing with the limited editions. Sometimes, and I think the helmet is a good example, especially with that with the Halo helmet. Sometimes I think they really screw people over. We were talking about this earlier. You could buy the helmet, and this is the word, limited edition. Has seemed to have lost its meaning entirely. What is limited edition? Using that example, I think LB, you were the one that said this. It was available 6 months later for a third of the price.
Yeah, like
right?
a third to half of the cost. You could, you found it everywhere. And, when they initially announced that, you kind of thought, okay, maybe there would be like 10,000 of them, or maybe 25,000 of them. Well, no, they're still out there. You can find them on Closeout, still online, and if you really wanted to, you can find them. The same kind of goes to the Halo Reach stuff. You can also find the same statues and stuff at a discounted rate, and it does kind of piss you off, because you're like, okay, well, I paid extra money thinking it was truly limited, but it ain't limited. It's just to kind of rope you in.
It's kind of a slap in the face. I mean, what do you think, Hit? Don't you think that's kind of a... Why are we calling these limited editions?
Yeah, they made too many of the Halo helmets. They made even less of the Halo Reach statues, but even then, you can still go and find those at flea markets and stuff. The one insult about that Halo 3 limited edition was they made it seem like you could wear the helmet, and that thing could barely fit my cat's helmet.
Wait,
my cat's head. It was so small. It was so misleading.
Are you saying that you wanted to wear the helmet?
Well,
Please tell me you did.
Include a Master Chief helmet. You kind of figure you're gonna be able to put it on at some point.
You were like, I can't wait to wear this helmet to work. You got up. They delivered it to your house.
I was ready to play Halo 3 with the helmet.
With the helmet on? You wanted like a HUD within a HUD?
Right over the helmet.
Right, yeah. I don't know. I mean, the helmet, to be fair, I mean, when Tiff pulled it out, it's actually it's pretty big, no?
Yeah, but once you
maybe you have a huge, maybe you just have a huge
but see,
head.
look,
Oh, I see. Okay.
head in there.
Yeah, you can't do anything with that. That's a shame. Nope. Yep. Nope.
Doesn't fit.
Doesn't work. Tried it. But
the more ridiculous additions have been like the Modern Warfare 2 one, I think it was, where it was the night vision goggles. Those are just ridiculous.
Right. Like, do you wear? I mean, and does anyone know? Did they work?
They work. No.
Yeah, they work. They were military grade. Military. Maybe like 5 years ago.
I don't think they're military grade. I'm pretty sure that when you spend, $100, you're not getting military grade.
Well, no,
Yes,
it worked with the lights off. You did have some illumination,
right?
But it's not like you could use them for like your new stalking mission,
right?
Like that. It worked as advertised, but it was not military spec.
Okay. So so how do you guys feel? I guess is the question. Should these companies no longer be calling this limited edition? Maybe I don't even know what the wording would be. Extended edition, because it's really like we're giving you more content now, as opposed to you'll never see this again in 2 months. Because I mean that was the feeling back in the day. If you got a limited edition, you were like, maybe it was this book of artwork that they released 100,000 of, and then that was it. But that's no longer the case. So I mean, what do you think? Do you think they need to be? Is it false advertising?
I think in the case of Halo, it kind of was. But when you look at Borderlands 2 with that loot chest version, I mean, they're gone.
Yeah.
You can find. Yeah, that's actually a limited edition.
And that's very cool. See, and that's the thing. I think maybe that's where I sort of change my tune. If I knew that it was in fact limited edition, that's something when you buy it, you kind of get a feeling of the actual value there. You're like, oh, well, yeah, I spent a ton of money, but I got the content, which is what you guys are talking about, and I got this thing that no one else is going to have. Yeah, it's not going to get me any dates or anything, but it's cool. I got it. It's great. So, I mean, like, I guess I semi-agree with you there. I mean, and the big thing, I guess, moving forward is these deluxe editions are sort of maybe the in-betweens of the limiteds. I feel like the limited, in order to be limited edition, it's got to have a product attached to it. You buy it, it's got the regular game, it's got some content, but maybe it's got a statue or a book or something. And then these in-betweens where they're now marketing, and they're doing it a lot with World of Warcraft, in fact. I think this is the first time they're doing a digital deluxe edition, which is not a physical product. You download it, but you get content within World of Warcraft that you couldn't get if you bought it. Is this the line that they finally crossed where it's, they're withholding content? There's nothing else outside of the content to give you to make it special. Is that going too far, or is that still okay for you guys?
Well, is it something that's like totally, I mean, is it like extra quests or something, or extra bosses? In that specific case, what is it?
In that case, what they're giving you is like a new mount, so you get a new thing to ride, essentially, and it's all aesthetic. Everything's aesthetic with it. It's nothing that actually gives your character more power or an advantage over another character. So it's always, it's like a new set of gear maybe that looks a little bit different, a mount, a pet, something ridiculous like that. But usually nothing that would ever make you better than anyone else in the game. Is it still cool because it's not giving you any advantage?
I don't know if I would have paid for it. I would have been like, yeah, probably not.
Right. But is it okay? What do you think? Is that a cool thing to sort of have this in between with limited editions that are sort of really extra content that you would hope would be on the disc, but maybe just isn't there?
Now, is this stuff that they're like fully withholding that's fully on the disc, or is this stuff that they still have to create months later?
Well, I think that's the problem, is this whole idea, and this is where everyone gets up in arms. There's something actually in our forum recently. An old member came back to post the petition. You guys might have seen it. It was in Off Topic today for like a second. He's got a petition saying he wanted to stop companies from doing this day one DLC, which essentially could have been on the disc. It's a piece of content that may or may not have been on the disc that they're then unlocking once you buy the game. And it kind of follows suit with this digital download thing. Yeah, there's no disc. There's no disc for it to be on. It's a digital download. When the game is released on X date at 12 a.m., servers go live. You download the game, and if you have digital deluxe, you get the extra stuff. If you don't, you don't. That's where a lot of people I think get ticked off. But from what I saw in the forums, people didn't care. They were like, "Why would I sign that petition? I like DLC day one."
I agree with that. I don't think there's anything wrong with digital DLC like day one. It basically, they didn't have time to include this on the disc, so here it is for an extra price. That I don't mind. It's when it's on the disc and the file that you're downloading is like 1 kilobyte, and it's just unlocking something that you've already paid for that's on the disc. That's when it ticks me off. But if they had time to put it on the disc, they shouldn't charge you for it. That's what the original cost is for. If
Well,
it's
see, I
something you have to
don't.
download extra later on down the road, like I mean day one, that I don't mind, because it takes time to put a game into gold and do testing and stuff like that. So this is something that they worked on separately to make sure that the game came out, and then here we go, we got it ready for you for day one as well.
I don't think I kind of go with you on that because if it's on the disc, who cares if you can access it or not? If you didn't pay for it, you're not going to get it. If
Yeah,
you have
but
to
that's what the
digitally
price of the
download,
game
Yeah,
is.
but you
saying-
paid for the disc.
You
You
paid
do
for
pay
the
for the
disc.
disc.
You paid your $60.
You paid for the game.
Right. You're saying the medium doesn't matter.
No, because if you're just going to download it via a server, other than accessing on the disc,
Yeah, what's,
it's
right,
half
it's a
dozen of
wash.
one,
Yeah.
six of another. It's the same thing. If if that is going to give somebody an advantage in the game, then that's when I kind of like, oh no, that's a whole different thing. So
Well, that's what I find funny is even the argument that we're having right now is it okay if it's not? What's like why being on the disc? Why is that the thing that makes it either valid or invalid? I mean, for me, and again, is it okay for Blizzard to do it because everything's off the server? I mean, you're still paying for the content. That's where your money is going. Whether it's on a disc or off a disc, does that make it any less or more relevant?
If they put it on the disc, it means that they had time to put it on the disc. And here's the price for you pay $60 for the game. Like you pay $60 for the disc. Everything on the disc should be accessible to you. That's inexcusable if you include it on the disc, and I'm not allowed to use it.
Okay, then let me hit you with this. So let's say they have it all ready. Everything's good to go. They've got all the content ready as well. They give you the disc. It doesn't have it on the disc, but they've had this extra content ready. It's ready. But they just figure, okay, we're not going to put it on the disc because we don't want to piss them off. Right?
If they're
Is that okay
purposely
then?
doing it that way, that's not okay.
I mean, I
If they
guess.
But how are you
do
going to
it-
know this?
Right, well, you wouldn't.
Yeah, there's no way of knowing. There
You're
is
not gonna have the
none.
president come out and be like, suck my dick. We already had this info. We had all this. Pay me more money. No, they're not gonna tell you that.
But I mean, I think a part of, I guess what I kind of meant by that is, I think that's probably standard practice anyway. I don't think, at least in the publisher's mind, I don't think it matters whether it's on the disc or not. That's a business decision to sell DLC day one. It's a business decision. They say, okay, we have this content ready, and then immediately after launch, we want to give them, the map pack, or I think in Borderlands they're doing the class, right? Isn't that like a month or two later?
Yes, the Mechromancer.
Right. So the Mechromancer's a month. Is it a month after, or do you know? I don't-
They haven't specified as far as I know, but it is supposed to be after the game launches.
Okay, and that's essentially day one DLC. Now, in my mind, for something like that, and you guys can agree or disagree, I'd love to know, they're purposefully withholding this, right? I mean, is it not clear that they're doing this on purpose? It's sort of the Kickstarter, if you will, and that's a nice segue to after this, but it's the Kickstarter to keep that game going. First week of sales, that's where they're going to get their initial push. Everyone buys the game, they love it. You'll see the scores roll in and all that nice stuff. After that, 2 weeks, a month later, that's usually when you see the attrition on a game. People start to leave, they play something else, and you get the core guys that are going to stay and play. It kind of makes sense to me from a marketing perspective. 2 weeks, 3 weeks later, during maybe that lull when other games are coming out, to say, hey, new class. And sort of, feather the nuts, if you will. Make you happy. Give you something to do that maybe will keep you playing their game for a little bit longer. Keep you back in the game. I think that's the whole goal now with these games is they're not fighting for your cash anymore. They're fighting for your time. They want to keep you playing their game. The more you play their game, the more you spend money playing that game. At least inevitable. You become a part of the series. You'll buy the next Borderlands and so on and so forth. So, I mean, I don't know. Is it just me, or is Borderlands really doing exactly what we're talking about? They're purposefully withholding content because they know it may boost sales in the future. What do you think about that, LB?
I'm just trying to take in your little thought.
My little
there.
rant?
I don't think they're purposely doing. I mean, because like everybody knows there's going to be DLC. Nobody's shocked that Borderlands 2 is going to have DLC.
Right.
So if they're going to give you this bonus character for pre-ordering, but then, you know, if they're going to charge somebody else later for that same bonus character,
That's
I
what
mean,
makes it
it still
okay.
gives you incentive to do it early. I mean, technically, you're not paying for it, where
Right.
later somebody's going to have to pay for it. I'd be more pissed if I was somebody that's like, well, I don't have the money right now to get the game, so you're going to screw me, and then later I have to go ahead and pay for it. That's where I would be pissed about it.
I don't, what do you think, Tiff? You think it's okay? I mean, does it make you pissed, or I mean, what do you think? You pre-ordered, right? So you're
I did, and
Yeah.
you know, it's funny because I was looking back today. I was like, why did I pre-order the limited edition of Borderlands 2? And then, you know, and then I saw the early access to some of the DLC and all that. When you look at it from the company's perspective, they're trying to make money. They're trying to keep their game at the forefront
right.
of the gamers, because they know that coming, you know, a month or 2 months later, you have Halo 4 and Black Ops.
Yeah.
So I have a feeling that they want that DLC to hit right around when those games are coming out.
Yeah. I mean, it's a marketing play. But I feel like us as gamers, and even like you said, LB, we're accustomed to it now. No one's shocked. No one's surprised. There's no pitchforks going up and people getting angry about this. They're just like, oh, well, that makes sense. That's a good business move. And I don't know. I mean, I don't know if that's a problem or not, but it's certainly not something that we've seen. Well, I mean, it's more prevalent now, I guess is what I would say. I mean, wouldn't you agree this is the norm? You know, we withhold content on purpose as a way to keep you interested in the game. I mean, is that just what we've got to live with? Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Just don't make it so blatant. That's all I ask.
You don't want to play. So you're the type of guy where as long as they just, if you
Don't
can't
steal my
see
pocket
it,
money from me. Do it from when I
You
have my
don't
back
mind the
turned.
reach around, you just don't want to know it's coming.
yeah,
right?
you just want to be sleeping at the time.
Yeah.
Wake
Yeah.
up in the morning, Randy Pitchford standing above you.
God damn, what are you doing here?
Why are you in my house? I'm about to give you the DLC of your life, boy.
Here's your DLC.
DLC these nuts. Well, finally, I guess taking it to the extra limit, we've been talking about Kickstarter for a while, is the ultimate in limited edition, if you will.
God.
Right, LB?
Have you seen?
I haven't seen some of these, but, and we were talking about this today, you know, Kickstarter is so prevalent now. It's like the way to get your game funded. If you want to build a video game and you're like, I want to make ponies fight, you know, aliens, I want to make a kick-ass game, you get your game funded on Kickstarter. You get on Reddit, you get a bunch of hits, everyone pays for your game, you have $3 million and you build your game. But a lot of the backing for it, I guess, is what me and LB were discussing, is really just like ultra limited edition, right? I mean, what are some examples of some games, LB, where the backers essentially get the world? They get flown in helicopters and stuff, right? Gold helicopters.
It's no shit. I mean, seriously, it's like I mean, I've got Planetary Annihilation, and if you're familiar with Uber Entertainment, who did Monday Night Combat and Super Monday Night
Right.
Combat, this is going to be their third game. It's going to be an RTS style game. It's going to be fought on worlds and that kind of thing, and blah blah blah. But if you scroll down the different options, like they have, like their big $10,000 or more pledge, this is what you get: active engagement with the development team on an ongoing basis, lunch at the Uber offices with the PA team, all game content going forward into the future free permanent Uber VIP status, whatever that may be.
Right.
In addition, you are an honorary member of the development team and will be credited as such. Includes all previous tiers, so you get everything before that,
Right. Everything else in the pledge.
So does that include a T-shirt?
Yes, it does.
No t-shirt.
Yes, it does.
No
But I
t-shirt.
mean,
Party ticket?
$10,000.
That's pretty limited edition, bro.
That's limited. They have a backer. Somebody back that.
Someone spent 10G.
And I'm like, all right, your name's in there. High five for you. Was it really worth $10,000?
And I think that right there, like this Kickstarter phenomenon, I would almost call it at this point, really goes to show people love limited edition. I mean, this is the best example of limited edition that I can possibly think of. It's like, oh, we'll fly you into space and we'll give you a crown, a tiara, and we'll give you some champagne every week and we'll feather your nuts, and it's just crazy shit. And it's like 10 grand, and these guys, and they always seem to get backed. I mean, I can't even think of a Kickstarter from at least a decently known developer that they've picked up where they haven't done like the $20,000 backing or something like that. It's craziness.
And it's not just like, okay, well, you had some nut job out there who won the lottery who has $10,000. I mean, they've got 2 backers for the $5,000 one, 16 backers for the $1,000 one.
Wow.
31 backers for the $500 version. Really? Of your RTS game? High five to you, bro, because you got the secret sauce. I mean, it's everything. I mean, and then you can have something like Defense Grid 2. They had one as well. But on some of their promotions, they've had more substantial stuff. Like there's the $195 pledge, and there were 3 backers for that. It's called the AMD Special Tier, limited to 25 pledges. All content on the $175 level, and an AMD Radeon HD 6770 graphics video card for your personal computer.
Not bad.
Well, there, you're getting a video card, you're getting the game, and you're getting, let's see, what else? Blah, blah, blah. Plus, stuff before.
Everything before it, yeah.
Yeah. Razer's also in on that too. So
right.
You go to like the super, I'm going to, fap you for the rest of your life $10,000 limit thing, and you've got every tier before. You got a big invitation to our big milestone review that will take place midway through the development in Bellevue, Washington. Come meet with the development team in person. We'll have a delicious lunch. A lunch, really?
Wow,
for
lunch.
10 grand.
They take you out, massage, all that.
Better.
They might as well.
It better be fantastic.
So basically, what we're finding here is limited edition is here to stay, and in fact, the more limited, the better. I mean, I think going back to what Tiff was saying about Borderlands, that loot chest that sold like right away, right? Wasn't that like that was like
it did? Yeah, it was like within a couple days because I was thinking about getting it, and I was like, oh, they'll be plenty around. It's a limited edition, they have tons of them, just like they do for every other game. And then I went on there, and it's like, oh, they're sold out.
And that was like, I guess I was shocked, but I feel like after thinking about, Kickstarter and all these other things, people want to feel like they've got a piece of history within that game. They want, and then what Kickstarter does, it's better than any of that, is it makes them actually feel like they did something for the game. The game's existence is because of them. I don't know, it's a pretty good way to get people to get behind your project.
Yeah, definitely. The other one that I know of is Shadowrun Online.
Oh, right. Yeah.
That was another big one on Kickstarter too. They had like, I think 3 backers for $10,000. Like, it's just ridiculous.
Uncharted 2 had a pretty ridiculous limited edition. You couldn't even buy that. You can only get it from the developer. And if Kickstarter was around back then, I'm pretty sure they would have used Kickstarter.
Oh, what was that? I don't remember that one. Was it anything like super special?
It was called the Fortune Edition, and it was like $3,200 from like one guy sold it for like $3,200, but you could only get it from I think it was Naughty Dog.
Oh, you had to go straight to the developer to get it. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's kind of. I think that's how Borderlands said they were doing it. That they were, like, didn't you have to buy it like straight from them, or could you get it from like Best Buy and stuff?
No, you could get it from GameStop.
Oh, you could.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's really interesting stuff. Well, anyway, that's going to be it for limited edition for us. And normally we do like a bunch of other stuff, but too much information with Tool to Play this week. It's ridiculous. Tons of events. And to recap, if for whatever freaking reason you have days off at work, you got nothing to do, Chicagoland, people. Chicagoland, 9th through the 11th, November. Be there in Schaumburg, right outside of Chicago. There's no reason to go except for the fact that it's the greatest thing you'll ever experience in your entire life. Just that. Right, LB? You're going.
Sure.
You're going.
You're
going.
You're going. Tiff's going, so you're going.
Wow.
I was told I'm going.
Yeah, you have no choice either. It's great. No one here has a choice. It doesn't matter if you want to or don't want to. You're going. It's going to be great. But Halo
When
4 will
when
be
Duty
out. So.
edits the show, LB, he's gonna change your voice to be saying something
Say,
like,
I am going. I will be there on Thursday
I'm
at 2
super
p.m.
excited to play Halo 4 at the Chicago LAN party. Yeah, that's fine. I don't care. It's the power of editing. And of course, if you haven't, if you weren't here at the beginning of the show, or you've just completely tuned out and I'm waking you up because you know it's ending, don't forget that we have a ton of events. I can't even go over all of them. There are so many. But as always, check out Deepst. I got the Over 40 tournament. You got the Site Mixer every Thursday as well for Halo. Battlefield 3, 8v8. I can't wait to see that. That's going to be fantastic. The poker match on Saturday the 25th. Racing.
Sunday.
If you want to even think about racing, if you were dreaming about racing, there's tons of racing until the play can't stop it. And plenty more to do. So hit us up. We'll be here every Tuesday. We'll be chatting. Maybe we'll get Tiff to come back next week. It's always fun when she's around.
Maybe, but we would have to do it later.
What?
I need my beauty sleep. I can't do it.
Hey, you know, I
turn into a
I
pumpkin.
belong to a gym now.
I know.
I'm
You're, no,
working
look,
out.
you're inspiring. You're
Are
inspiring.
they
That's
only
why.
open at night?
Well, her gym's.
Well, that's the only time that I can go.
Some people work, LB.
Okay.
Anyway, LB, if they want to hit you up on Twitter, if they want to become your bestest friend, how do they do that? Where do they go?
They go to Kickstarter for Too Old to Play. and
Goddamn,
buy
you're
everything
goddamn
they
right.
can.
They do.
Oh, you can find me at Kickstarter.
Yeah, right. There you
Find
go.
me at Twitter at LBSUTKE.
The man with the plan, the maple syrup that lathers us all in goodness. Hitman, where can they find you?
You can follow me on Twitter at i6hitman and on my gaming live stream channel at twitch.tv/i6hitman.
And if they want to know how to write for Tool to Play, how to become a better person,
I only know how to answer one of those.
where can they find you, Tiff?
You can find me on Twitter at Electrify, and that is a K, not a C.
Mm-hmm.
And you can also message me on the website at the same place.
Yeah. And if you want to learn how to be a better gamer from a professional like me with years in the industry, you can hit me up on Twitter. DOODIROCK. That's Dude I Rock or Duty, whatever you want to do. If not, see you guys next week, Tuesday, 6:30 p.m. Central, or maybe later, because, you know, Tiff feels like coming on later. I don't know. We might have to shift our times. Who knows? But if not, same time. All right? Same time. And we'll see you guys next week.
Hey, Duty, are
See
you
you
going
guys.
to play the new closing song for TNT?
I got a
Oh,
closing.
there's a new song.
I got a closing
there is.
song. What song is this?
Yes, it's on the link on the bottom.
Oh,
Click the link.
some Gundam?
Yes.
No, that's not gonna happen.
Yes. No, it's happening.
Do it.
Do it.
You know what? Here's the thing with Gundam.
No.
No, just
play
do it.
Yes.
All right, I'll
on.
turn it on for you guys because
Yes.
you've been waiting patiently. I didn't even have this queued up. I didn't even know we were gonna.
오빤 강남스타일 강남스타일 낮에는 따사로운 인간적인 여자 커피 한 잔에 여유를 아는 품격 있는 여자 밤이 오면 심장이
Gundam style.
Thanks, Dave.
I'm gonna get a tattoo on my ass. That is fantastic.
And actually, it's not Gundam.
Now, no, what is it? How do you say it?
It's
Gundam.
Gangan.
You don't even know.
It's not Gundam. Gundam is an anime thing. It's not the same. Just FYI.